some nouns are always used in singular form. Let's look at some of them. Some nouns some nouns are always used in the singular form. In the singular form. And that's what we are going to do now. They're always used in singular form. Let's look at the examples for us to understand. Now we say poetry. You write poetry, you say the poem, whatever it is. Now, let's look at the sentence for us to understand better. English poetry is informative. English poetry is informative. Okay. Then we say news. Here, it's always used in the singular form. You talk about news. The news is true. The news is true. The news is true. Again, we have used this in the singular form. Another word, information. Information. Whatever information you're talking about. Okay. Your information is right. Your information is right. So they're always used in the singular form. Another word, advise. Advise. Okay, what about the advice? My father gave me. My father gave me good advice. Gave me good advice. Now look at that. My father gave me good advice. Another word I have here is issue. Issue. She has no issue, no problem. She has no issue. Another word is scenery. Scenery. What about the scenery? The scenery of Kashmir the scenery of Kashmir is beautiful. The scenery of Kashmir is beautiful. Then let's talk about physics. Physics. Now what about the physics? The physics is an interesting subject. Physics is an interesting subject. So in these nouns are used always as singular. Okay. You can also say physics is my favorite subject. Another word you can say mathematics. You can say mathematics. Mathematics is a difficult subject. Or you can say mathematics is my favorite subject. Now what are we looking at here? Some nouns, some of these nouns here, they are always used in the singular form. Poetry, English poetry is informative. It can be one or many. But here, news, any news, whole lot of news, the news is true. Information, your information is right. Advice, can be little advice, lots of advice. My father gave me good advice. Issue, she has no issue. Scenery, scenery of Kashmir is beautiful. You can only imagine that. Physics, physics is a vast subject. It's an interesting subject. You can say my favorite subject. Let's talk about mathematics. Mathematics is a difficult subject. Mathematics is my easy subject. So, when you use it in sentence, we understand better. So here we have about 6 to 7 nouns which are always used in the singular form, whether one or many, one poetry or poem or many poems, one poetry, 10 poetry, anything, but it's used in the singular form. Only when we read and write, we get a better practice and understanding into this singular form used in sentences.